Hey guys, Colbert here. Welcome to another Racial Legends video. Guys, today we're going over Genzin, another Shadow King legendary attack-based champion. This time, I have him fully equipped with some of my best gear. We're going to go over and test him out. If you are one of the lucky ones to finally get Genzin, then let's take a look on what he can actually do with some endgame gear and endgame stats. Let's go over and see 5,000 attack here with 171 speed, 100% crit, 247 critical damage, and some accuracy, by the way, just because he also applies a decreased defense on one of his skills. Let's go over quickly through the gear. Critical damage on the gloves, focusing on attack percent on the chest plate, trying to get 100% crit rate overall through the gear. And then attack percent on the boots. The boots can either be attack percent or speed, depending on what you want to focus on your account. I went for attack percent just to see those big numbers and how high you can get those. But ideally, for arena especially, you want your Nuker champion to have speed boots instead of attack percent boots, since it's going to be very hard to actually get over 200 speed plus very end game stats with attack percent boots. By the way, Genzin is a Spirit Nuking champion, so it's one of the few ones that we actually have. So the introduction of another Spirit Nuking champion is pretty good in my opinion. He does some big numbers, and we're going to see them in a bit. So his skills, guys, let's go over them right now. Flowing Cuts is his A1, attacks one enemy 3 times, so a triple hitting attack. Each hit fills this champion's turn meter by 6%. Really love the animations of this attack and how much damage you can actually do by just having this sort of gear on him, though. So the Savage set and then one Broken set with 5,000 attack and all that critical damage. Definitely love the animation on this champion. Fantastic work from the art department for Plarium. I just love when they introduce new characters, especially this one. They put some effort and it shows in both the animations but also the character on its own. Next up is Genzin's A2 Steel Parting attacks all enemies. 75% chance of placing a 60% decreased defense debuff for 2 turns. Fantastic, because this goes all the way to 100%. So he does apply that AoE defense down as a Spirit champion, and it's a 3-turn cooldown when fully booked. Each critical hit fills this champion's turn meter by 10%. So the more enemies you're attacking with this, the more turn meter you can get. In dungeons, it's going to be 50%. In spider, it's going to be 100% fill the turn meter. In arena, it's just going to be 40%, since he will be critting at least 4 targets when he does get that hit in. Weak hits, by the way, cannot crit, so if he does do a weak hit, this won't give him the turn meter back. Fated Vengeance, guys, is big A3, 3 turns cooldown when fully booked, attacks one enemy, will ignore unkillable and shield buffs. Fantastic. In my opinion, you can just run through all those shields without needing a shield remover champion, a shield stripper, a buff stripper champion. Fills this champion's turn meter by 30%, fills this champion's turn meter by 60% instead if the target has 50% HP or less after this attack. So if you are doing a ton of damage, and this damage by this skill is pretty high, also decreases the cooldown of Steel Parting and Fated Vengeance skills by 1 turn if this attack kills an enemy. So if you do manage to take down that enemy, this goes from 3 turns to 2 turns. And also his A2, the same thing, since it's going to be on cooldown, it's going to be usually on 2 turns, since this will be used first, and then he'll do his big A3, kill an enemy hopefully because of the defense down that's going to be already on the enemy, and then the cooldowns would be reduced even more. And then finally, Bushido is his passive. Increases his champion speed by 10 and resistance by 50 if there are fewer champions on this champion's team than the number of enemies on the enemy team. So if you happen to be behind when fighting, then you're going to get that added bonus of speed and resistance. This effect always works when fighting bosses. It means that if you're fighting the clan boss or any other boss who has the boss description, then you will have this 10 speed and 50 resistance activated. I like the speed. The resistance, it doesn't really matter, at least for clan boss. For other bosses, yes, this does matter, but you're not going to really build resistance on him. I do happen to have, though, like 200 just on accident by using this set on him. Finally, guys, for Masteries, I built him out with this, with going Hell Smasher, and of course taking skills like Stoke to Fury, just so I can see how much damage he can do. I also got Ruthless Ambush, just increasing the damage you do on that first hit, and then went all the way to the support tree. I should have gone actually Evil Eye here instead of Lord of Steel. I did take Lord of Steel thinking I would use Cruel sets on him, but then I thought, okay, I'll use a Savage set on him instead. So definitely take either Evil Eye, or you can even go Cycle of Magic if you're feeling adventurous and feeling lucky with that 5% chance, but you don't really need it, I would go Evil Eye for that reduction of turn meter on his A1. And then Master Hexer, you can actually use this for his decreased defense because it's a 100% chance to apply. With Master Hexer, you can actually apply it as an AoE. If you don't want to go the support tree and you do have enough accuracy, go the defense route and you can go Retribution. So when you counter, you're going to be triple hitting with his A1 and gaining some turn meter when you do that. But let's go over in the dungeons. I really want to see how much damage we can do with this guy. So it's my proper team that I test out my damage at. So we'll go in and I'll explain how this team works in terms of buffing everybody. So we've got the attack up buff. We've got the poisons on everybody, so 20% bonus from Bad Alcazar. Then we've got the poisons from Gerbtug. It gives 20% more damage to my Nuker. And then defense down weekend, which is pretty much required. And let's just buff again, just in case it did not apply. And then let's see his big A1 and how much damage we can do on his A1. 160,000, 150,000. Nothing too fantastic in my eyes. 160,000 with all these kind of buffs and all this gear that I have on him, I would expect a bit more. Of course, we're weak affinity here, so maybe I should test him out in the Fire Knight with the same kind of setup and see on how much damage you can do, because when you are weak affinity, you're doing way less damage. So let's go and test this out the same way again. So it's going to be the same kind of team. So if I put this on auto, it should just showcase his damage. Let's see, Arbiter goes, and then let's see, big. So almost 200,000. Big nuke there on his A2, almost 200,000. So my team goes next. His skill is now on a 2 turns cooldown, unless we did get lucky with the mastery over on the offense tree. So let's buff our attack at least there. So we do have Fated Vengeance there. Fated Vengeance is his skill which ignores shields and also fills the champion's turn meter by 60% if the target has 50% or less after the attack. So we should be able to get this since he does have, you know, a ton of damage. So we should be able to get the benefit of you know, gaining way more turn meters. So 60% turn meter boost just with this big A3. And if we do manage to get a kill, we'll actually get a 1 cooldown reduced on our skill Fated Vengeance and Steel Parting. Let's go and see. 50,000 there. Not that high because no defense down, no weekend. So we couldn't either gain the turn meter or even get that 1 cooldown reduced. Let's see. Can we get a turn? Okay, we get a turn now. Look at his A1. I just love this animation. Look at that. Just runs in there, triple hit attack, and then comes back really, really fast. I just love it. You just have to watch it on 1x actually to just understand how good it is. By the way, it has very low base stats. So with the gear that I have on him right now, he has like 30,000 health. You need a reviver if you're taking him in the dungeons, or else he's probably just gonna be squished down by all the damage that the enemies might have. So I really want to see him get a kill or something. Just do some big damage. Let's see. Let's do the big burst here. Look at that. Boom. 210,000. Very, very solid. Loved it. And now we'll have the triple hitting on the A1. Let's see what he does on auto. He should do his A1 on auto. But no, he did his A3. Nothing done there, honestly. There's defense down. We can look at that big A3. 40,000, 30, and 30. Nice damage overall. Did survive that. Let's just wait until the shield goes down. We'll see his damage in a bit. And then we'll take him in the arena and see what damage we can bring in there. Okay, Fated Vengeance again. Yeah, I don't think we can take the shield down. Triple hitting there again. About 100,000 in total. So if you do want to give him War Master for dungeons, you can definitely do that. Look at his shoulders on fire, by the way. So let's go out of here and go in the arena and test him out in there as well. I'm excited to see him in the arena, honestly. Let's do a refresh here and test out our damage. So I'm not going to use Should I use Lydia? I mean, that's gonna be like cheating, so I'm not gonna use Lydia in there. I do want to use something to remove buffs instead. So where's my Madame Ceres? Either way, his A2 does apply the defense down. So if you do go with something like a Madame Series that applies the defense down, you don't need to give him accuracy. You just need to give him all the damage stats. So his big A2, remember guys, attacks all enemies, and it also has a chance to apply the decreased defense and gains some terms. So let's see the big burst here. Boom, look at that, 100,000. Definitely nobody will survive after this, but champions like Arotos will survive. Champions with the Swift parry will survive, so you're gonna need to have some follow-up in the next turn if the Swift parry stays on the enemies, some way to remove the buffs. So we'll do the A3 now instead of the A2, the big burst. So on auto he will do A2, but A3, just want to go against Lydia, which is the big damaging, big threat in this team. Look at that, 111,000. No way she would have survived. So even if we did A2 and then somebody survived, then on his next turn he would have done his A3 and then tried to reduce his cooldowns if he did manage to get a kill. We couldn't reduce our own cooldown there. Let's see. Okay, we do apply the decreased defense there. Boom, we died. See, very squishy champion. He just got double hitted there. Okay, we're gonna get block revive there from Lydia. It's fine. Just try and steal the buffs. Finally, we get a turn there. So low health. He has like 10,000 health over there. Boom, yeah, he dies again. So very low health, base stats. That's one thing I don't like about him. He either needs a reviver or like something to protect him, because with the amount of stats that he has, like if we go over and see, the enemies just breathe on him with 30,000 health. Enemies just breathe on him and he dies. But he does bring out some big numbers for a Spirit Nuker. So guys, what do you think of Genzin? Do you like him as a Spirit Nuking champion? Do you like his skills? I do love his animation. First of all, I like that he has a big solid nuke, and then his A3 gives him that ability to reset his cooldowns by 1 turn, give him extra turn meter. Pretty nice way of synergizing all his attacks, but also giving him this nice passive as well, just giving him some extra speed, extra resistance if your team actually drops behind. So definitely a solid champion. I would love to get him just for my collection, and wouldn't be disappointed if it did pick him up on my main account. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and guys, I'll see you in the next one. I'll be following up with all the other champions from the Shadow King faction to make videos at least on all the legendaries, and of course we might even do some on the uncommon ones. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya!